like Wokescold internet leftists, like those, try to realize that people can change and grow from their past and become good people. Challenge. Level impossible. Leftists learn to recognize that people can grow. Challenge, i.e. Victoria on Twitter. People change? No way. Yeah, it's a whole situation. Wait, I pulled up this tweet. It's you. It's you. I can close some of my annoying tabs. Thank you. This is a person that I follow. And this is about this tweet, I think. Let's see how much... Oh, this tweet is unavailable. What the fuck does can grow challenge mean? So, I'll explain to you. I'm assuming that this person is replying to Victoria. That's the person who this is all about. I'll just read this and see if this offers any context. Otherwise, I'll just explain. So, you make me want to blow out my brains. Get a fucking hobby. I don't give a fuck about this leftist shit, bro. It took 12 hours and 20 minutes. Is this a reply to this person again? Well, oh well. I don't know. To get an actual apology out of her. I can't believe, y'all. I'm honestly so fucking done with this stupid fucking space. Yep, this is about Victoria, who apologized for saying racist stuff in the past. Victoria is a trans advocate on Twitter, and everybody's been dogpiling for some on her for some old tweets that she made while still being in the conservative bubble years ago. And that keeps happening because God forbid people change. That's why I called it that. Leftists try to realize that people can change. Some, like Wokescold internet leftists, like those, try to realize that people can change and grow from their past and become good people. Challenge. Level impossible. Absolutely impossible. And this person who I follow, again, Thana replied, "Fine, leave. You are a rod to the left, I agree, and serve to destroy trans advocates for clout, which is why you're the largest account that has engaged with me on this, and you're white passing." Okay, I don't know how that factors in, but maybe they said something earlier, I don't know. By the way, hey, look, yeah, another link in bio. Yeah, they're talking about all of that. Do I have any, like, better tweets from this whole exchange, or do I only have this one? Because I haven't even seen the original fucking tweet, but I just know it was a long time ago, and Tori has been a leftist trans advocate on Twitter for a long time now. And people crawling out of the woodwork just to try and take somebody down for, like, something they've said many years ago and clearly do not stand by those views anymore at all. That serves, yeah, absolutely no purpose. I think Thana said that somewhere else as well. That just serves zero purpose. None. Like, just, what are you trying to achieve with this? That the only thing that this does is driving more people away from the left. Because, oh, well, if I ever was, like, reactionary in my past, and then I try to join leftist spaces, I'm gonna get called out for still being reactionary right now for some reason, just because I was in the past. Like, a lot of leftists, like Zan, they mentioned this earlier somewhere too. I think Lance from the Surfs mentioned it earlier as well, about Zan, who used to be in the alt-right pipeline somewhere. You know, somewhere on that pipeline. We all were. A lot of leftists were. Like, many, many, many leftists were. This is something that comes up in chat all of the time. When you watch Hassan, when you watch Vosh, you know, like I do, when you watch big leftist content creators, you will see in their side chat that people used to be, like, at the fringes of the alt-right pipeline and, like, kind of dabbling in that direction of the internet in 2015-ish times, and then they get pulled out of there and change their mind and grow as people. It was like almost 10 years ago. Jesus fucking Christ. Puritanically progressive. Oh yeah, to describe peeps not interested in coalition and the United Front organizing. Yeah, and they just want to posture progressive stuff. It's honestly so harmful, and it just doesn't serve any good purpose whatsoever. Yep. I can enjoy Twitter. I kind of can enjoy Twitter too. I mean, I post my art on Twitter, and then people say, "Oh, nice art," and I say, "Thank you," and they say, "Oh, you're welcome." So that's my Twitter experience for the most part. But I also see all of this shit, of course. I feel like this only happens on Twitter, or at least primarily on Twitter. It's a very Twitter thing. It's a very online thing. But, you know, a lot of life happens online, so, you know. Rehabilitation is a core tenet of the left. Literally. Stuff like this is so cringe. Like, if you don't believe in rehabilitation, like, brother, please. YouTube used to be way more dominated by the alt-right pipeline. 1,000,000% true. Like, I don't know if I ever talked about this, but I was in there as well in 2015. I was watching weird alt-right content creators sometimes. Like, I didn't really consider myself very political at the time, but I still watched them. So I was definitely at the fringes of that, and now I'm the complete opposite. This happens all of the time. If you're gonna condemn everybody who used to, like, watch Sargon of Akkad, that's, like, my biggest... Ooh, can't believe I just said that to you all, but yeah, I did a little bit in 2015. I don't even remember what type of videos of his I watched because it was so long ago. But yeah, if you are gonna condemn every single person, then yeah, you're not gonna have that much online left, you know? Alex Jones? No, I never watched Alex Jones. I don't know if he was around back then. Mine is worse, isn't it? One of the steps I took to grow as a leftist was to realize that we all share the same biases and prejudices. Yeah, and a leftist is not a good person by default. Nope, they certainly are not. That is very true. Yeah, same. I used to watch him in the early days. Yep. I did do that. I watched Sargon of Akkad. Who else did I watch that's like... I mean, I watched those weird SJW-owned compilations or whatever it was. That sort of stuff. I don't know what channels made that, but I did watch that. I watched the weird guy. Oh shit, I don't know his name anymore. I cannot describe him in a meaningful way. He was like in the same bubble as Sargon of Akkad, I think. And he was like faux intellectual and had a really weird speaking cadence. Teal Deer? No, I don't know. I don't know. But like a lot of those types of people. Maybe if I'll remember him, I'll tell you about it. But I don't remember most of these people. I'm trying to see if there's more. Yeah, this is some more context about this. This is the person that this is about. I also follow Victoria on Twitter. Teal Deer. The weird guy in the same bubble of Sargon as a cat. That doesn't help a lot. I know. I just don't remember. Thunderfoot! Yep, him as well. Thunderfoot was big because he was like, I was an atheist. I mean, I still am. I was always atheist. I was never not atheist. It's like the weird atheist YouTube space that then also turned alt-right for some reason. Yeah, that's my space. Who the hell Sargon is? Okay, don't worry about it. You're fine. No need to worry about it. Oh, I watched Mr. Medicare as well. I know that person that I remember. I remember thinking those videos were funny. I'm sure, and I mean, I watched iDubbbz and stuff like that as well, obviously, but everybody did, I think. I was just lurking and I heard the mention of Thunderfoot. What are we talking about? About my dark and evil past. About my dark past of watching alt-right YouTubers. Anyway, this is not the original tweet, but this is also about that. Adding this to clarify, but I'm sorry, and I realize my action caused harm. I sincerely apologize. It's an apology, right? Because somebody wrote about Tori in bad faith. Oh, look, this is so long. Where are we going? We're going here. It was there for a second. I could see this tweet for a second. That's a glitch, isn't it? But anyway, Thena wrote, if you accuse someone of past racism and that they apologize and explain themselves publicly and you still attack them over it, you're not here to fight against racism. True. You're here to make yourself feel superior by scolding people for not being pure enough, and that helps racists. Very true. Base take. That's why I follow you and why you follow me. Me when I have based oomphies. Is this what oomphies means? Vosh says it all the time. I don't know what oomphies mean. I feel old. Tori literally did not apologize though, says this person. Her thread did not use the word sorry until she added another tweet 12 hours later because she was getting cooked. Well, there's the apology anyway. You're destroying a popular trans advocate after she apologized for being racist back when she was groomed by her parents into conservatism. The same thing happened to Keffels, apparently. I wasn't up to date on that back when it happens. You'll keep doing it to every trans advocate. Have fun doing this while your rights are being signed away. Literally, so counterproductive. Oomphy is a verbal stim. Oomph, oomph, oomph. I mean, oomphy sounds really good. Oomphy sounds fun to say, yeah. There's no positive outcomes from this. Another trans advocate is bullied off the internet, which gives transphobes more ammo to use against the community. And transphobes are overwhelmingly right-wing racists, so it gives ground to them too. That's why we lose. True. And they privated their account, so I can't screenshot this person. Yeah, I guess so. Or the other person. Some person in there did that. Oh yeah, this is another tweet from... See, I can see this because I follow her. Is this true? Can I see this? Yes, I can see this tweet. We could read all of that, I suppose. When was this tweet? The one tweet in 2020 was when I was very lib and still finding my views. I was 23 then, just like me. And I had just gotten out of my parents. I no longer hold those views. Yeah, that's like 3 years ago. Honestly, I also don't believe in it. Oh, it had to be 10 years ago or something for you to have learned. You can learn a lot in 2 years. You can learn a lot in 3 years. Do we want to read this Twitter thread real quick or no? For some reason, people are digging up decade-old tweets. Oh, wait, is it a decade old now or is it 2 years old? Either way, I think you can change a lot even in 2 years. Or 1 year. Depends what happens in the year, you know? Just, you gotta time is a factor. You do gotta demonstrate change over like a prolonged period of time, but as long as that has happened, is an attempt to dunk on me now. I'm going to respond. For 23 years of my life, I was isolated and indoctrinated to be a far-right Christian by my parents. My internet was monitored, and I was kept from seeing any outside discourse outside the church until I was in my late teens. I endured emotional and physical abuse. I didn't become a real person until I escaped my parents' house at 23 and started reflecting on my life. For the next 5 years to now, I have self-reflected, had extensive therapy, and then came out as trans. Like, who in their right mind is gonna be like, well, no, you should still be canceled or whatever the fuck for that tweet that you made before that? What the fuck? Yeah, it's like a decade old. People are... God, people. I've said a lot of things in my past that I regret and I look back on and feel ashamed, but my past is a product of extensive indoctrination abuse, and I've been left with PTSD and more. If you believe in rehabilitation, then you should have zero issues with me being on the left. I've changed, grown, and will continue to grow. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's not that hard. I don't understand how people want to call themselves leftists and then just attack people for things that they did fucking 10 years ago and clearly have demonstrated change from. It's so unproductive. See, there's the sorry tweet as well. Adding this to clarify, but I'm sorry and I realize that my action has caused harm. I sincerely apologize. Valid. Also, I have a question. Can I judge people for their education or religious biases? It's not their fault that they were born into bad environments. I mean, what do you mean by judge? You shouldn't judge people for their education or religious biases, but, you know, if they've been... if they're, like, on the internet perpetuating certain thoughts on the internet, that's why the internet is kind of nice and cool with it. You have a lot of resources, and there's a lot of ways that you can learn. So if they're, like, extremely narrow-minded, but have access to, like, the World Wide Web, I think you can put the question forward of like, hey, why don't you look at some actual resources and try and learn? Wouldn't you like to try and learn? Kinda, yeah? Or should I hold people to a standard of self-improvement? I think there's nuance to this. I think there is nuance to this. I think so too. Like, they're out here, they're communicating with you in the open marketplace of ideas, and I think that they have, if they're like out there arguing their case, they could spend some time trying to like expand their limited worldview, which they were brought up with. You should take into account somebody's past and upbringing, etc. That can explain their actions, but you know, it cannot necessarily excuse them. Like, I wouldn't make fun of an American for having bad knowledge of world politics or history. That's very nice of you. That is very nice of you. Yeah, it's kind of overplayed, isn't it? Being like, oh, American don't know where geography is. Their education is being gutted by their own government. That is very nice of you. That's probably the morally best thing to do, I think. I do find it very funny to make fun of Americans every now and then. That's the hard battle that I'm fighting personally. But if you're having a charitable conversation with somebody, yeah, you probably shouldn't make fun of an American for bad knowledge of world politics or history. I also try to be more charitable to Americans, generally. You know, make fun where it's deserved. There's enough parts that you can make fun of. You don't have to go for like the obvious, you don't know where Finland is. That especially, I've started also getting pretty tired of that. There's a lot of posts on Twitter about that, like, ooh, somebody tried to fill out the map of Europe and put the states where they belong, and all of, well, not states, put the countries where they belong and all of that stuff. And it's like, okay, first of all, I think this particular one is fake that I saw. I was like, that, no way. And second of all, okay, whatever, boring. I would make fun of a German politician for not knowing German history, though. Definitely, that's what they're like there for. Like, dude, that's what we're paying you for. Like, why don't you know shit? True. I also think I know what you're referring to, but I only know very vaguely about it. Wasn't that like a politician from the Green Party who didn't know who Bismarck was? Otto von Bismarck? Was that? The problem with try and learn and inform yourself, in my opinion, is that there's also, it is a skill to master. You are right. Anti-vaxxers claim to be informed, and it's you who has to read up on the facts. It is tough. It is tough. It is a little tough, isn't it? Media literacy should be taught in schools. That would, honestly, better education would help leftists a lot, because, honestly, the biggest, like, boost to rightism in countries is bad education, right? So, thanks for not bullying us Americans for being into not being into geographics.